A win is a win is a win, and the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark go up against the Las Vegas Aces and last year's MVP, A'ja Wilson, and walk away with a W, 80-70. Sophie Cunningham has been hot to trot. Sophie Cunningham has been on fire.
What happens when the Indiana Fever lose their biggest star and still manage to crush A'ja Wilson's Las Vegas Aces? The answer might just change how you see this team. With Caitlin Clark out due to injury yet still fiery on the bench, arguing with refs, her teammates stepped up big time. Kelsey Mitchell dropped 21 clutch points, but it was Sophie Cunningham who truly stole the spotlight. She lit up the court with confidence and swagger, becoming the hottest player in the league. This wasn't just a win, it was a loud, clear message to the rest of the WNBA.
Back in the W set!
Oh, that was a gut check win right there. Oh, nothing to check. Yes, it's Asha Howard.
Fever,
That was a fun one. My gosh, and these jerseys are.
Picture this. Your team just dropped back-to-back games to the Liberty, and your superstar is sidelined in street clothes with a groin injury. That's exactly where the Indiana Fever stood as they returned to Gainbridge Fieldhouse on July 24th. The energy was tense, the pressure was real. 2 straight losses had cast a shadow, and one question echoed louder than the rest. Asterisk, who are the Fever without Caitlin Clark? Asterisk.
There's no timeline for Caitlin, but what has she been able to do this last week? Is it mostly just rehab recovery, or has she been able to do any kinds of practice?
Yeah, no, I mean, we haven't really practiced since the couple days before All-Star break. So mostly rehab, shooting, and she's been with our athletic training team, and we've been preparing everybody else.
The Fever's 12-12 record told only part of the story. Behind the numbers was a storm of doubt and criticism. Pundits weren't just questioning their playoff hopes, they were writing off their entire season. Social media turned ruthless. Sports talk shows dismissed them as overhyped, claiming they crumbled the second Caitlin Clark went down. The narrative was harsh and unforgiving. Without Clark, the Fever were just another forgettable team. And with every passing day, the pressure mounted. Playoff seeding was slipping, and every game now carried weight. Enter A'ja Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces, the reigning back-to-back champions. Their 12-11 record didn't scare on paper, but their swagger, experience, and killer instinct made them the ultimate threat. They came to Indy, hungry and ready to pound.
Steph, Caitlin presents a challenge in itself for any opponent, but when she doesn't play, how is your team different?
I think our ball moves differently. What we run is different. She has such gravity, and her ability, not just to be the top of the scouting report, but her ability to make everybody better with the ball in her hands. So some of the things that we run are different when she's on the floor than when she's not. We run some more off-ball stuff. A lot less on-ball action.
Coach Stephanie White felt the weight of the moment heavier than anyone else. This game wasn't just another date on the schedule, it was a defining test of her team's identity. Were they real contenders, capable of standing toe-to-toe with the league's best? Or were they simply riding the coattails of their injured star, unable to function without her on the floor? White knew the stakes, and she knew her players felt the doubt. Creeping in, this was the moment she had to cut through the noise and deliver a message that would light a fire because everything was on the line.
Yeah, it's definitely a relief to know that there's nothing else going on and no more damage. Now it's just being patient with the process. You can't have 5-minute lapses against great teams. They make you pay, and they bury you in those moments. I think we've seen throughout the course of the season, where we've been really good for long stretches, and where we've weathered the ups and downs of a game, and we've got to be able to do that from a neutral mindset. We can't get into the playing conservative.
The Aces came in confident, maybe even cocky. You could see it in their swagger during warm. A'ja Wilson and her Olympic teammates had likely circled this matchup the moment Clark went down. To them, it was the perfect setup. A wounded team, stripped of its star, ripe for humiliation. This was their chance to confirm what critics had whispered for weeks, that the Fever were just a one-woman show in disguise. Wilson, who'd quietly wrestled with the shadow of Caitlin Clark's rising fame, now had the spotlight all to herself. This game was supposed to be her statement, a bold reminder that rings speak louder than headlines. But that's when everything flipped. The script didn't just change, it got rewritten. Because sometimes, the best thing that can happen to a team is being counted out. The Fever didn't break, they ignited. They turned every doubt, every insult, every dismissive headline into fuel. And what happened next shocked the entire WNBA. Because true champions aren't born in moments of comfort. They're forged in the fire when everything goes wrong.
Let's go! Okay.
But we answered runs today, y'all. We had one another's back today, y'all. In the moments where it seemed like they could have made a little bit of a comeback, we stopped that. Yeah, we sure did. Now we have to be able to continue to stack that, maintain that consistency right there. I'm so proud of you guys. So proud of you guys. That was a hard-fought win. You earned it. We got 1, 2, 3 together.
When your team needs a hero, sometimes it's the quietest person who steps up hand. Kelsey Mitchell was ready for her moment. All season long, she'd taken heat for being inconsistent. The narrative was clear. Mitchell vanished when the Fever needed her most. The stats didn't help her. Case one night she'd drop 20, the next she'd shoot 3-4-15 in a must-win game. And early against the Aces, it looked like the same story all over again. She missed her first few shots, struggled to find rhythm, and the frustration showed on her face. Gainbridge Fieldhouse grew tense. Without Clark's playmaking, the offense felt broken, and the weight of that collapse pressed squarely on Mitchell's shoulders. By the end of the third quarter, she was 4-for-19 from the field numbers that usually send players to the bench in tight games. But Coach Stephanie White didn't flinch. She saw something others didn't. She didn't bench Mitchell, she believed in her. And that belief was about to change everything. During a timeout, Coach White pulled Kelsey Mitchell aside and delivered the words that would flip the script. Asterisk, let it fly. It's going to go. Simple but powerful, exactly what Mitchell needed in that moment of doubt. White didn't just offer encouragement, she gave direction, reminding her star guard to stay balanced on drives for better reads and smarter decisions. Meanwhile, the rest of the team quietly rallied behind her. They didn't just support her, they enabled her. Teammates set harder screens, found her in better spots, and gave her the space to breathe, reset, and rediscover her rhythm. The box score wouldn't show it, but their belief was building something bigger.
Handoff Cunningham. Cunningham too strong. Mitchell able to save the day. And it's Mitchell going right to the rim. Beats the shot clock and lays it in. Mitchell to the rescue.
Possessions very disruptive, causing all kinds of havoc. Late shot clock situations. And then Kelsey.
Then it all clicked in the second half. Mitchell found her rhythm and started scoring from everywhere. Her speed overwhelmed the Aces' defense. She drove to the basket with confidence, finished through contact, and pulled up 4 smooth mid-range jumpers that barely touched the rim.
Wilson thought about the three. Cunningham feed inside. Boston spinning, turning, ducking, finding Mitchell, who splashes home a three.
The fourth quarter turned into Mitchell's personal showcase. With the game on the line, she delivered 9 clutch points in the final 12 minutes, going 4-for-5 from the field. But she didn't just score, she facilitated 2. Her 4 assists tied for the team high, proving she could lead both as a scorer and a playmaker when it mattered most.
Really fun. Couple of former teammates played 2 years together.
Clear out. Take it.
Mitchell sizing up Lloyd. She will launch and bury a three.
Get out of the way. Mitchell pulled a trigger from deep. Fever up 9.
Mitchell finished with 21 points, silencing every critic who doubted her ability to lead in clutch moments. She showed the mental toughness she spoke about after the Liberty loss, only this time she backed it up on the court. Her performance proved the Fever aren't a one-woman show. They have other players who can rise when the pressure's on. This wasn't just about filling the void left by Clark. It was about Mitchell stepping into the role of leader, the one this team has always needed her to be.
Got 2 really good offensive coaches over there on the sideline.
Mitchell finds a cutting Boston, who lays it in. From Mitchell here on this one.
So you don't want anybody to cut across the front of your face, but it's just a really good delivery.
Offense was not the issue for Indiana on Tuesday. They put up 84 points despite the absence of Caitlin Clark. Cunningham hit 5 threes, and it's her first tonight. Stay with Indiana.
So Sophie Cunningham doing a really good job of reading the stagger. You have options off that, and she's reading this.
Playing for Sophie Cunningham to start again tonight, or what's your...
Yes.
What is it about her, I guess, at the start of a game that you like having her in the lineup?
Another ball handler, another player who can create shots for her teammates, as well as stretch the floor. A really good defensive rebounder as well. We had at times really struggled from a defensive rebounding standpoint, so like that as well. And her energy.
You had Melissa Smith on you. I would just clear it out if you're Mitchell. Just tell everybody, go to the other side of the floor.
Cunningham straight away delivers with a three.
Or that. Vegas has done a nice job coming on the road, keeping Indiana Fever in check offensively. And Sophie Cunningham, you cannot lose. Vegas got to lock in right here. One-on-one.
Donald pulls up and hits a three. But Lloyd got open on the other end.
Well, first of all, I started off with our defense. Our defense to get our offense going, and that's how we maintain games like that. We don't rely on our offense a lot. We rely on our defense to get our defense. When our defense is going, our offense is going. So we limited the Vegas to one shot, and that's how we got open shots for the shooters inside the paint and everything.